Hi, folks. Larry Rolla here. Let me bring my friends on before I screw this up. Big Joe. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Larry. Hello, everybody.
Sal. Hi, Sal.
How are you, everybody?
Hi, Sal.
Joey, Larry.
I
Andy.
sent the link to Freddie and to Freddie.
What about Eddie?
I sent a link to Eddie too. Eddie. Yeah, I sent a link to.
I think Eddie's coming on. Ron can't make it tonight.
Let me make sure. Let me send a link to Eddie. I'm almost positive I did, but I'm going to do it again. Oh. Okay, I sent one to Eddie. Oh, there he is.
What's up, man?
Hey.
I'm in the dark here. I don't feel good. I'm in bed.
All right, listen. The reason I wanted you to all on here today is that there's a lot of things I want to fill you in on this cap thing. There's a lot of things I've been doing today. I spent the last and look, I have no choice but to tell you. Look, my whole life been an open book, and I'm not I shouldn't say I'm not a whiner. I'm not a crybaby. I'm not none of that stuff, and I can handle whatever comes along with no problem. And most of the time I keep it as private as I can. I've been living with a lady now for 45 years, and she in the last couple of years she lost her mother, she lost her father, and she lost her brother, and she's very, very family oriented. And I met her when she just got out of the hospital. They didn't think she would survive when she was very young. And I'm the only person left in her whole life. And that's why this whole charade I've been putting on about my health was because she's with me. And the last week or so, it was tough. It was tough week. And she insisted that I had to go to the hospital. And I checked myself out after 5 days. The day of the snow blizzard, I was on the floor and I couldn't get up. The pain was so bad. It was the worst ever. And she kept calling for Uber. And finally, there was an Uber guy that came. I don't know how the hell he came, but he got here. In fact, he got stuck. He had a big, gigantic 4-wheel drive thing, and he still got stuck on the road. It was the morning of the bad storm we had. So they brought me back, and they kept me there. And I checked myself out again. And she stayed with me every minute of the day because she thought I was going to do something stupid. And the reason I'm telling you this is because she insisted that she go with me to the doctor, the cancer doctor that got the results of the last scan that I took when I was in the hospital just the other day. So she called 100 people. And that's why I never took her with me. She has a lot of friends. I have a lot of family. And family have a lot of friends. And through the years, I have a lot of good friends. She called everybody. I've been getting phone calls by the hundreds. So finally, I just shut my phone off and I told anybody that calls you, just tell them to watch the podcast tonight. I can't go through the whole story all over again. And I'm going to get 1 million calls because you had to open your You had to, I told, don't tell my sister, don't say nothing to nobody. But she insisted that she came this morning so she could hear it. So I went to see the thing about the last scan that they took. And right from the very beginning, it wasn't what I said. It was a whole lot worse. And what happened for those of you that didn't know, in the beginning, I had 23 inches of my large colon taken out. But prior to that, for 3-4 days, I was squeezing it. And every time I'd squeeze it, it was so much pain. I just doubled up and squeeze it, and all I heard was, then the pain would go instantly. And each one of them squeezes that were maybe 10 times a day for 3 days, it was the cancer that was inside there, and it just spread throughout my whole body. All them things spread throughout my whole body. And they told me at that point that they took out what they could take out, and the next step was try the chemotherapy. But it was, they said, naturally, we can't give you no guarantees. We just think that you're in pretty bad shape. But if you want to try, we'll put a portal or whatever they call that thing in your chest, and they will give me the chemo through there for as long as I got, and that was that. So that's what the advice they gave me in the beginning, and I told them I'm not taking that advice. I'm going to go for the ivermectin thing, and I did. I took the ivermectin for 10 days, and then when they gave me the second report, I lied. It was bad. It was really bad. It was all over the place. It was in my lungs and my kidney. It was all over the place. So I just said, okay, fine, no problem. I told her that. Now this morning when I went there, naturally Joanne had to come with me. She insisted that she come with me because in the last 5 days I was so bad. I was in so much pain that she says, you keep saying you're all right, and that was it. And she was extra nervous because I had bought a gun, and she was very nervous that I was going to blow my brains out. And so she insisted that she would go with me because all she ever hears from me was that I'm okay, I'm all right. But the last week I wasn't all right, and she was consulting with doctors, and she heard everything that the doctor said in the hospital, and with the last scan that they took. So now they gave me 2 options. The problem I have is that I have the 5 lower things on my back, on my vertebrae, whatever you call them things. They're all squashed. All the nerves that come out of there, they're all pinched and very, very painful. Now one of the tumors lodged itself in there, and so there's no way that they could take it out. There's no way to get to it. There's no way for nothing. And the only thing is maybe the chemo will shrink it, but by then the pain. Okay. Now the reason I'm saying this is because I told everybody to listen, because I can't go through 100 phone calls. I'm okay. My mind is okay. My body, I'm okay. I'm fine. I don't need. I shouldn't say this, but save your prayers for some young kid that really needs it. I really appreciate all the concern and everything else, but it is what it is. I can't handle the pain. And the pain is double because it's from the spine, and then it's from the cancer tumors that are surrounding all the nerves down there. And then I got one on my lung, which I don't know if that affects me at all, and one on my stomach and the lining of my stomach. And from what they're telling me is that the ones in your stomach are the worst. Your stomach is like the worst one for cancer. And I don't know why, but they explained it to me, but I don't know why, but it makes no difference. So anyway, so there's a couple of things that I want to say. I'm going to go all over the place a little bit because there's a lot of things that I didn't want to, that I wanted to ask the nurse, but I sit outside in that thing. It took me another 3 hours to get in to see her. And I sit there and I think, and I think about 15 years ago when my mother was in the hospital. She was dying. And I come off the elevator. I told this story once. And Joanne knows about this story. I heard somebody yelling and screaming. And I went to my mother's room. I didn't know it was my mother, but it was my mother. And I went to the doctor at the front desk, and I says, my mother's in terrible, terrible pain. She's yelling and screaming. I says, and if you don't give her whatever has to be done, whatever has to be up her medicine, I'm going to put a pillow over her head. I says, and you got 5 minutes to do this. And they says, well, we can't up the medicine unless we get a doctor's approval. And I says, I don't give a fuck, doctor's approval or not. There'll be a pillow over my mother's head in 5 minutes. And what that was just what I go through. Is that you take the pain medicine, and every pain medicine, whether it's whatever it is, it creates constipation. The constipation, you could eat a ham sandwich at noontime, and by 6 o'clock, it turns into a brick. Okay? Now, through the day, you eat, and all your stool turns into a brick, and it presses on the bladder. When I went in the other day, the first thing they did, because my stomach was extended, they catheterized me. I filled up, I think it's 13 or 14 millimeters or whatever, however you measure the fluid.
Liters.
The average is 300. That's what your bladder can hold. Mine was 13 or 1400. And they emptied me right out. They gave me all kinds of flushes and everything. They emptied me right out. And now my bladder is twice as big. It's stretched. They don't think it'll ever come back into the original shape, which means I may have to have a bag of colostrum. What do you call that? What do you call that? Yeah. When you got to pee into a bag, what do you call it?
A catheter.
A catheter.
You got to have a catheter. So now I'm sitting there, and I accept all of this stuff. It's fine. And I told the doctor, I says, look, I'm not doing the chemo. I'm not doing this. Look, you're going to give me the chemo. The first question I'm going to ask you that everybody will it cure it. No, I'm far beyond that. I was far beyond that before they even operated on me for the first time. So it is what it is. And just I don't need bullshit. Just tell me what I know what it is. Just tell me what I'm telling you is just keep me comfortable pain-wise. I don't care if you say, look, if you could live with the pain, you could live 6 months. If you could live with the pain, you could live 6 months. If you could live without the pain, you could live 6 hours. You know, I'm taking the 6 hours. I can't handle it, and I ain't gonna handle it. So now she hears me, and the doctor says, and now she's crying in the office, and the doctor says, that's what she's telling Joanne. That's what he told me the first day he came here. That was a year ago. She says, now, had we given the chemo a year ago, there was a good chance, because these cells are all throughout your body. There's a good chance that we could stop this. Now it's beyond that. Now the only thing we could do is try to control it with a therapy that's been going on for 100 years and cures nobody. All it does is cures the good cells. Whatever good cells I have left, they're going to kill them, trying to kill the bad cells, which are all over the place. So now, and I'm fine with that. Had I gone by myself, nobody would know nothing about it. But she had to open, she's right here. She had to open a big fucking mouth and tell the whole fucking world. And now I'm getting a million calls, and I'm getting people wanting to start fucking GoFundMe pages. And I don't know where this shit comes from. I'm fine. And I hate to say this because it sounds terrible, because I just left a good friend of mine. I haven't seen him in years. He left me this little thing, I don't know if you could see it or not. They left me this little thing. It's a Jesus, a little Jesus. He left me this little thing. I haven't seen this guy in 20 years, and he just stopped by along with 30 other guys since I've been home. I've been home from 5 o'clock. 30 people come already, but this guy here is a really nice guy. I haven't seen him in a long time. That's how word got around already. So now I just told her. I says, go down.
Hello, Larry.
What? Oh, you got that? It's
There it is.
same thing. Yeah. Yeah. How'd you get yours? Oh, you have to get cancer to get it, I guess. Anyway, I got one.
You better believe in our little guy.
The guy who gave it to him is like a very religious guy. So anyway, Joanne had to open a big mouth. So now I get a million fucking phone calls. So I just told Joanne, tell everybody to watch the podcast because I can't for the next. I got too many things on my mind. I got too many things going. I'm working with my friend Tom and Shaman to edit this little thing this little film that I made about the movie. I have meetings with the people to show this thing to. I got so many things I got to do. I found, and this is Sal don't know about this, I don't think. I found a company that makes they call it button something, and it makes these little things. It's as big as a dime, and you put it and you put it. Say you put it underneath the cap, and it's a sensor, and it tells you by the second what degrees, and next second how much. So I bought 2 of them, and one I'm going to put underneath the cap, and one alongside where it's not under the cap, not being affected by the heat absorbing gel. And this way, and it gives you the printout and everything. Then you take the thing out and you put it in, and I have all the stuff here. My friend's going to come tomorrow, and he's going to hook up the part that you take that little thing and you put it in the reader, and it reads on your computer. It shows you a thing, a map, not a map, a diagram or whatever you call it, of how many the temperature. It was 100. Next second it was 100. Next second 100.1. It goes all the way up and up and up, and everything that anybody could have wanted pertaining to the cap is going to be on this thing. Another thing I don't understand is that every company in the world is using AI as a go-to information. They're taking their advice to make new medicines, new everything. I don't know why we have to go through this when all the 90% of this material that I put out there was gathered from AI. The rest of it was gathered from information that AI got from universities and tests that were taken in the last 30 years. Plus, I fed IA every possible scenario that could happen, every blood, every temperature, every mile race, every 2-mile race. I gave them all the and the truth of the matter is that if you feed AI apps good information, accurate information, the information that will give you is very, very close to 100%.
Yeah,
so all the stuff that I sent out, all them charts that I sent out are AI charts based on the information I put in there. But now, even though all the hospitals and all the doctors and all the car companies and all the companies in the world that are using AI, they're using AI. They're putting in accurate information and accurate things that they need, and they're going to and they're proceeding based on what AI says. That's how accurate AI is. It's as accurate as the information that you give them. And if you want them to look stuff up, they look stuff up. That's everything that I put out there and the 6 feet of pages that I have are all AI and all positive for this. Now, one other thing before I forget, I gotta go backwards. What bothers me too when I was in there, when Joanne realized the fact it is what it is, I asked them, I said, listen, I says, the pain got to the point where I passed out. The pain got to the point where when I come here and you emptied my bladder and emptied my stool, you took my blood test, and the blood test was 198 over 90 something. And on the top of the thing, it was beeping red. It was beeping beep, beep, beep red. And it says not danger. It said something else. Danger, 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 danger. And I says, you know what that's from? The nurse says, I know what it's from. It's from the pain. When you get pain, your blood pressure rises.
That's right.
And that was it. After they cleaned me out and they gave me all kinds of painkillers and everything else, after the 4th day, my pressure was 127. It was perfect normal because I was paid free. Now here's a couple of things that I don't understand. I don't understand why methadone is 10 times stronger than Oxycontin. It lasts 10 times longer. It's less. It gives you 10 times less the stool effect, the
Constipation
effect, and it's 10 times cheaper. How the fuck did they not give you methadone instead of Oxycontin? When Oxycontin you got to give every 5 hours, every 6 hours, and methadone you give once a day. It's 10 times stronger as a painkiller. It makes you happy because it fucks you up, I guess. I don't know. But I never got a chance to ask her that because I says, I have a lot of questions I'm going to ask you. But as far as my life goes, it is what it is. Take care of the people out there. I'm the oldest one that's out there. People are going through what you're asking me through. I says, and I don't want to take up their time. I says, I have a little bit more experience pertaining to this stuff. I says, that I just don't understand that thing. And the other thing is, there's a drug out there, and I showed him the name of the drug. He says, yes. I says, now is it true that this drug will eliminate the constipation that every painkiller that you could possibly get, every painkiller you could possibly get, from morphine all the way up and down, it will not affect that property of the morphine, the painkilling effect, but it will stop the constipation effect. They says, yes, there is a drug out there. It's injectable, and it's very expensive, and so insurance don't pay it. I says, how the fuck could you? How could you do that? How, knowing there's something out there that could help all of them people that are out there. Your fucking parking lot is 6 stories high, and it's filled every fucking time I come here. And you see people out there fucking wasting away with no hair, no nothing. And very soon, because she's here now, I'm going to be one of them fucking people. How could you not make that fucking thing available where it won't stop the pain, it won't do nothing? How could you not give them fucking methadone? How could you not do these things? I says, but I'm not going to ask you that, because it is what it is. You're going to give me a fucking bullshit answer, because if you didn't have a bullshit answer, you would have prescribed it already. Okay. Now, the reason I'm telling you all of these things is because I have 2 choices. I have either to my choices are this: live with the pain that I have. They gave me a whole regimen of what to take for stool softeners and for just to pass your stool so you don't get constipated. And here's another thing before I forget. It drove me crazy, and I caused a fucking scene in the hospital again. 5 days 5 days. They put me in an observation room for 1 day. They put me in an observation room for 1 day to find out what will work and what won't work and everything else. They started out with morphine. Come back 4 hours later. Any changes? No. Gave me something else. Any changes? No. 4 hours later. No. After the fourth day, after that day was over, they take me out of there and the head nurse comes in and says, "Oh, I see. Okay. Well, we know a lot of things that don't work. So I'm going to start you on another regimen." I says, "What is that?" And she says, "Morphine." I says, "They've been giving me morphine for the last 4 days. It don't work." She got nasty, and I said it nasty. And she says, "Well, I'm going to give you a stronger strength. It's going to be in a pill form. It's going to be a stronger strength." So we go through all of that bullshit. The fifth day, this is what I'm getting at. The fifth day, we figured out that if I take 10 Oxycontin every 4 hours, I need them every 3 hours because that's when the pain starts to come, every 3 hours. And the nurse told me, don't wait until the pain gets there. Catch it before it gets to the limit, because once it gets to the limit, it's hard to get it down.
That's right.
So I tried. I says, I need it now. By law, they can't give it to you, but every 4 hours. Well, what the fuck are you telling me to notify? Don't wait until in 3 hours it starts, but by law you can't do it. So why the fuck ask me the question? Why? I don't get it. The other thing is, after all that time, we come up with 10 Oxycontin every 4 hours. 10 Oxycontin every 4 hours with 2 pills of this, 2 pills of this, 2 laxative, 1 fleet enema every day. Okay, what happened here? Oh, here's Eddie back. Okay, so now, okay, everything's set. They give me the thing to punch out and everything. I says, I just want to go home. We finished. We got okay. Now I go home. I'm getting dressed, and they give me all my discharge papers, and it says, okay, we sent this to your hospital. You have to go to your pain management guy who will subscribe all these what we sent. And here's what they put: 5 milligrams of Oxycontin every 6 hours. I called the nurse over. I said, what is this? We spent 5 fucking days getting to this point. Now you decrease by 5 milligrams, and I have to take it every 6 hours instead of every 3, which I really needed, but every 4, which we agreed. I says, it's the same fucking thing as you saying, well, here's a pill. If you take this pill every 4 hours, you will live. But if you take it 4.5 hours, 1/2 hour later, you're going to die. And then they discharge you. You go to pick up the fucking pill, and they say on the bottle, take every 6 hours. What the fuck? I don't get it. I don't understand it. So anyway, now I think I told you everything in both things. And so the reason I wanted everybody around here today is I really don't know how much longer I'm going to be around. And I really think that this thing is really, it should really take off. I did as much as I could possibly do, and I'm going to continue doing it. The last thing being that Joanne had to open her mouth, the last thing she made me promise, and I'm going to make the phone call tomorrow, is that I may go to the Bahamas. That's the Dr. Burton that I talked about, that I helped a lot of people, and I'm going to make that call tomorrow. Also, Don and Dina called me. They have a shop, a shop that sells all that smoke shit, all that drug, all that. It's all legal.
CBD stuff.
Whatever that stuff is.
CBD.
And they call me up, and they have a stuff that's coming in. They ordered it special. According to them, it's 20 times stronger than Oxycontin with absolutely no side effects. It's made out of plants. And it's one of them fucking drug things that these druggies in California, wherever they come, they invented it. And so I'm getting that tomorrow. I can't wait to get it. It's supposed to come in tomorrow at 3:00. So, and I'm fine. Once, if the pain is gone, I can handle anything. And I asked them how much longer in time do I have based on the information that you gave me. And they looked up the chart. Your numbers were this, and they couldn't tell because I'm going to go into the treatment with the
Ivermectin.
no with the what you take when you got cancer
Chemo.
with the chemo. So they says they can't tell because of it if it helps, and they can't even tell if it helps because some cancers it helps, some it don't help, and anyway, who knows? But anyway, now you got the whole story. Now we get into the serious stuff. First of all, I'm going to keep you informed, Joe, on this stuff. If this stuff is true, what they say, this is unbelievable. He's going to get it from me. I'm going to go pick it up. He says it's 20 times stronger than OxyContin, and the strongest OxyContin or morphine. He says no side effects, no stool, none of that bullshit.
And it's natural. It's not a drug. It's
not. It's natural.
Wow.
It's natural, and if that works out, that'll be great.
You're kidding.
And, so I'll let you know about that. Okay, now. Okay,
Larry, could I say something?
What?
We all been talking,
What?
and we have all been talking.
Yeah.
Eddie, Anthony, Sal, me. We had a feeling that you weren't telling us everything. We had a feeling that we know how you are, that you're private and you don't want people to feel bad for you or anything. But we all spoke, and I was sort of elected. I thought Sal might be the one to do it, but Sal said that I should do it. What are your wishes for? What do you want out of this? What do you want us to do to follow through with your dream with this hood? What do you want us to do if it's successful and things don't go right with you?
I want this house paid for if
Right.
enough money can come to it. That's it.
Okay.
300,000.
That's exactly what I said that he wanted, and hope. I don't mean to be like negative, but we're being real here, and we care, and we want to satisfy your wishes if anything does go bad, Larry. And we had this discussion.
Now I made arrangements. I didn't make arrangements. I'm going to make arrangements tomorrow if I get in touch with them people in the Bahamas. They still know me because I spoke to them. I spoke to them when I first got contacted. When I first got this last year, I called them first, and they told me to come down right away. And quite honestly, I didn't have the money. I have. They sent me how much it would cost. I have the whole slip. In fact, I got the slip because I sent it to a couple of people. The cost that it would cost, and but I didn't have it, and I didn't want to ask anybody for it, so I just never went. But I'm gonna go now only because Joanne made me promise to go on. So I called, and if I'm gonna send him all my stuff, including the last scan, and if he feels that there's a chance he could help me, I promised Joanne I would go down there. If I go down there, I have to stay down there for 6 to 8 weeks. And that's it. A friend of mine started, and I made him stop. I made him end it. But I just got yelled at by another friend of mine who wanted to go help with it. started a GoFundMe page. That's not what this is about. I don't want to do that. I don't want, and I told him, I don't want that. I'm going to see what he says. If he says I'm too far gone, fine. If he says I think I can help you, then I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get to make the trip down there. And it ain't a whole lot of money. I think it was 20,000 altogether. In fact, they sent me a chart, because I know I got the chart because they send it to me, because at the time in the beginning I was sending that to everybody else. At that point, if he thinks he can send me, at that point, I will let them continue, because he said that he had a friend of his, and I'll tell you who it is. It's Don and Dina. They had a friend of theirs that had cancer, and they started a GoFundMe page, and they got him a lot of money, and he wound up going there, and he wound up surviving. And they started it for me, and I just got off the phone before yelling and screaming at them and saying, no, I'll handle everything myself. And but it may come to that. If they think that they can help me, and I may allow them to do that only because Joanne was sitting there. And
Of course you have to.
And she's gonna wind up making me do it. And so that's the only thing, is that GoFundMe bullshit. Okay, now aside from all of that, it looks like I did everything I could possibly do with this skull cap. I got the stuff. My friend's coming over tomorrow to hook up the thing into my computer, where once we take it off the horse, in other words, Eddie, we can saddle the horse at the barn. We could put this thing underneath. We could take our time going. In fact, it'll be, you know what works even better? What works even better, especially in the summertime, is that this thing has a freezing point of 75 degrees Fahrenheit. That means while we're going there, the horse's brain is probably going to be right around 100, 101. It's going to keep it down to like 99, something like that. So he's going to get a head start before he even gets to the starting gate. So everything is going to be worked out fine. And now they're going to say, and this is why I went into all the bullshit about, how do you know it's not? Because if a horse's temperature gets below 96, the tissue around the brain starts to get damaged. Well, according to AI, it won't. It's got to go through skin. It got to go through hair. It got to go through the bone, and that's it. And based on all of the, they figure that the temperature will stay right around 98 degrees. Now, if you give accurate information to AI, if the whole fucking world gives information to AI, including doctors and scientists and people that make drugs, and if they go along with what they say, why won't you believe that if AI says, based on this information, they have a certain amount of skin, they have a certain amount of hair, they have the skull bone, and then the brain. Based on that, we're starting at 100 degrees. What will the temperature of the brain be? 98 degrees. Why can't you believe it? What do you want me to drill a fucking hole in his head? You know, these are all the things that can be crazy when they start asking questions. When I send them all that information that's based on fact that AI found for me, otherwise it would take me years to find this information. I've gone through books from universities and all the studies that they did. And so you just give them the true fact and information. Anybody could, and it'll come out just the way we said it. So now we have that. So now I'm gonna do as much as I could. But somebody, and if I do go to the Bahamas, somebody, and the fucked up part is that Sal lives 3,000 miles away, Joe lives 1,500 miles away, Eddie lives another 100 miles away, Anthony lives 500 miles away, and it's like, really, and Freddie Freddie lives in, well, Freddie, you got to kind of leave Freddie alone. He's involved, but you got to kind of leave him alone. So, I don't know how this is going to work, but we can't,
Well, what you're gonna do is you're gonna send me the hood and the senses with all the directions.
we're going to do all that together. We're going to do all that. Hey, look,
All right.
I ain't fucking dying tomorrow.
No. I thought you were gonna go to I thought you were going to the Bahamas. That's what I'm saying. But if you,
place, I'm gonna come down there to your
all right.
place, and
Whenever you're ready, tell me. That's it.
all right, and it's gonna be soon. It's gonna be soon.
All right,
So
we can't do it Saturday or Sunday this week because there's going to be a blizzard. It's going to be cold and freezing
Again,
again. Yeah, it's going to be very bad. They're probably going to cancel the races Saturday and Sunday, and if starting next week, anytime Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, long as it's 35 degrees and up, we'll be all right, or whatever. Whatever, as long as you feel strong enough or whatever, we'll do it.
Okay. All right.
You just tell me when. So
now I gotta write up some kind of paper saying that all of us that are here now, plus Freddie, plus Ron, and throw in
Joanne.
Gregory Peck. Throw in him, and everybody get a piece of the action. Naturally, you guys get a bigger piece, and Gregory.
Give my piece to your girlfriend, Joanne.
Yeah, we're just concerned about Joanne. That's what this whole thing is about.
And the other thing is Kurt Watson sent me something that's just a cap, like the original thing I was going to make. And I couldn't figure out how to do it because it had to be held down. And now that I'm thinking about it, there's really no sense in me trying to make one of them because I'm still going to need the special machine because you're still going to have to drill 2 holes for the ears. So we might as well just leave it like that.
yeah, don't change what you got going because that's already figured out.
No, it's all patented and everything. So just leave it.
And another thing I want you all to know, everything that I turn over to you guys, everything is paid for. Everything is paid for. The patent is paid in full up until a year from now. If everything works out, then you finalize it, and they probably be another charge for that. I think he said that's when the big money comes, when you finalize it, because this one was less than $1,000. So the next one is going to be at the end of the year, at the end of 1 year, when you finalize everything. He says it costs more money, and who's doing it is what's his name?
Richie LaCava's son.
Richie LaCava's son. Yeah, they have offices in Florida, and his son's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
So he's.
I met his son.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, years ago.
He's a really nice kid. So anyway, that's what I'm not going to stay on much longer. I'm not going to stay on much longer. And for you guys, whoever's tuning in, I don't even know if anybody's tuning in. Let's see. Yeah, 61 people. For all you people tuning in, I'm sorry you heard. It's like a fucking soap opera. Something with a hospital care or something. We should start our own bullshit. But anyway, the little information I gave out there is very important. The guy that just left, that just gave me this. He just left there before. He told me that because of me, he's gonna go for his colonoscopy, and a lot of people should, and and you should go. And the doctor said, had I gone for my 75th, this wouldn't happen to me. So it's important that you go. and I tell you, the cancer, the cancer, it's the fucking pain that gets you. And normally the cancer don't, and it's a crapshoot whether the cancer tumor that's down in my spine, if that's what's causing the pain, or is it the tumor that's pressing against the nerves right at my spine. It's real close there, they said.
That's what it is, Larry.
Scans, and they really can't tell. So, but either way, and I'm also going for. They told me to on the 20th. I'm going for a colon epidural, and I told them, please they're going to give me the strongest strength that they could, and if that works, that means the pain is coming from the spine, not from that tumor. And if that's the case, then I'm in good shape. Then I'm ready to fight. You know, then I'm ready for anything, because then I'll have that thing that my friend's sending me, and I'll have the epidural, and I'll be in real good shape, and then and that'll be that. So anyway, I'm not going to go through this, because I'm sure after hearing all my bullshit, everybody's saying good luck and prayer and all that stuff. I appreciate all your care and your concerns, and now we just got to figure out how to. And I'll know more in probably 2 or 3 days, and I will contact, because now I have a corporation formed already for this. Everything is paid for. The corporation's paid up to date. Everything is paid for. I have to get together with I don't know how to do this stuff.
Sal is here. Sal knows this stuff.
I'll send Sal the book or whatever it is that I have, and put down all your names, so everybody, if this thing works and I'm not around, everybody gets put in whatever percentages you want. I don't care. But if it winds up making money, just try to get Joanne 300,000.
No, we won't try. All the money's going to her. So
house off, and that's it. So this guy here says, Larry, a strong cannabis tincture would be your best bet. A few drops under your tongue, and it gets in your system quick. My friend told me that they're amazing what they're doing with this stuff. And you know what gets me mad? What gets me mad is that from what I hear, that the stuff that I mentioned before, not cannabis, not
Methadone.
oxycodone, the other one that the drug people get.
Methadone.
Methadone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
methadone is cheaper. It lasts 10 times longer. It's 10 times stronger. Why don't they give you that?
I'll tell you why. Methadone builds up in your body, and it's very tricky in regulating the doses. It messes with your heart rhythm. So it's not just a type of drug that you can just give somebody and forget about it, like oxycodone or anything.
Methadone is a bona fide heroin.
Right, exactly. So it's very tricky.
Back in the 60s, all your heroin addicts got weaned off of heroin by taking methadone.
Right. They try to kick heroin, go on that, and get addicted to that.
They had it in liquid form. They had it in pill form. They have it in injectable form. So I've been there, done it, 1965.
Anyway, that's it. In a few days, I gotta go, because I gotta go.
Yeah, you're in. I see you're not comfortable, my friend.
In 2 or 3 days, I'm gonna call you all, or maybe in 2 or 3 days, we'll do another podcast, but it don't have to be live. It just could be like this.
Yeah, just us.
All is in one shot, and I'll tell you, I'll fill you in on everything. In the meantime, I'm going to look for the LLC papers that I have, where there's only one person on it, and that's me. I will send whatever I have to send to Sal, and he can add, because unless my friend around here might know how to do it. So all I would, if she knows how to do it. I'm sure she knows how to do it. So all I would need at that point, when I'm going to ask her, and I'm going to probably see her in a day or two, all I would need is your name and an address, and I'll just give you all what fucking position, whatever bullshit it is, and that's it. And that's it. All right, and that's why I wanted everybody on, because this way I don't get 100 phone calls, but if that thing works tomorrow, I got to go pick it up at 3:00. If that thing works, Joe, that would be great for you.
Yeah, it sounds encouraging, but let's worry about you first.
Yeah. All right, that's it. So,
Just take care of yourself, my friend.
Yeah.
So, Larry, you don't want any calls for a few days, correct?
No, because there's nothing I could say.
I know.
It's
Okay.
terrible. That's why you call somebody like Eddie's in the hospital. You're gonna call. How you doing?
I know. Same story 100 times.
You're in the hospital.
You're not up to it.
Larry, why don't you do this? Why don't you make Joe your point guy? If anything you need to get out or talk to, just call Joey.
Yeah, and he'll tell us.
This way you don't have to deal with a bunch of phone calls.
Right.
I'm fine with that, and I'll always answer the phone.
Right. And then this way you're not swamped, and then he can let us know. And if you want, we do a Zoom call or this, whatever. Let him, be the point guy. You go to him, and he can let everybody know.
Yeah, because there's got to be days, according to them, I got to go in one day. They're going to put a pump and something in my chest, and they put to drive me back because they put you under, and then
they put a portal, my friend.
You got one of them?
I'm gonna get one February 10th.
One day I met with who the hell was that actor? I forget the actor. He's a good actor, and he wears the same kind of glasses as me. Famous actor. He just died, and I went over to him. We wound up eating in his restaurant, and I says, "It's very nice meeting you." I says, "But I just want to tell you something. I don't want you to take it the wrong way." I says, "But stop trying to be me. Change your fucking glasses." Just like that. He busted out laughing. He busted out, and Joanne was with me. And we became the best of friends. He took me for a ride someplace. We went someplace else. He had a big Jaguar. He had a restaurant in Hoboken. Famous actor, very famous actor. I can't think of his name. And we become very good friends. In fact, he wrote a bunch of songs. He did an album. He did an album of all songs, and then in the verse part or in the middle of the song, he had a rapper come on and sing something and rap, and then he went right back to the standard. It was really good. I can't think of his name. Really nice guy. He wore these kind of glasses. He played in that movie with Cher, where he was in
Moonstruck.
Moonstruck, yeah.
Moonstruck, yeah.
Who was the actor there?
Danny Aiello?
Danny Aiello, right.
Danny Aiello. He used to be a customer of my father. He used to come to my father's restaurant every Friday.
Yeah.
He was a great guy. He's from the Bronx.
Yeah. He always used to wear these glasses. So when he had a book signing, and I went there, and that's when I went over to when I walked in. I says, "Listen, I just want to give you a tip, being with neighborhood guys. Change your fucking glasses. Stop trying to stop laughing. like
That's
crazy.
great. That's a great story.
He was in a movie called 29th Street. If you ever watch that movie,
Great movie.
it's us. It's us to the T.
Yeah. Great.
Growing up, you ever see it, Sal?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Great movie.
Did he have a pizzeria?
No,
In that movie?
He was
Yeah,
making pizza at home. He was always trying to
Yeah.
make a better
yeah.
Yeah.
Larry, so whenever you want to, you call me and we'll make the appointment to get the horse breeds, okay?
I'll know more in a couple of days. The reason I
Yeah.
want to tell everybody now is because Joanne opened a big fucking mouth, told
No,
me,
We
stop.
go already.
and then I just told her, watch the podcast tonight. That's where I have to explain it once, and that's it. I'm gonna let you, but if this stuff works with my friend with the pain thing, if that works, that's good. And if my epidural works, that'll be even better. And then I'm back to fighting weight, the octagon. So okay. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for coming on, guys. All you guys that are
Okay.
tuning in, I'm sorry you had to watch a hospital event tonight.
There we go, Larry.
Just,
That's it.
yeah, I got it. I got it. I don't know. How did you get yours? Where did you get it?
From an Italian religious person.
Yeah, he said the same thing. It was like somebody like close to the Pope or something.
Yeah, it comes from Italy.
Yeah. That was nice of him. I haven't seen this guy in 30, 40 years. And then tonight he just knocked on my door and it was him. I haven't seen him. That was nice of him. His name is Dave. He's a nice guy. Okay, folks, thank you all for coming on. I'll talk to you all in a few days. All
Okay.
you guys that left comments, I'm sorry I can't go through them. Thank you for all the well wishes, and I'll keep you all informed in a few days. Good night, everybody.
All right,
Take
Larry.
care, Larry.
We
Good
all
night,
love you,
everybody.
Larry.
Good night.
Larry.